job is similar or different to what a hedge fund manager would do? And what are the concerns that an institutional investor has to have versus a personal investor, just a wealthy individual?
So the fundamental difference between what we would be doing at Yale as opposed to a hedge fund manager or a domestic stock manager or a buyout manager is that we're essentially one step removed from the security selection process. So our job is to find the best hedge fund managers, find the best domestic equity managers, find the best buyout managers, and put together partnerships that work for them and work for the university. And it's a tricky thing to do because in the funds management world, there are all sorts of issues with respect to what economists call the principal agent problem, and we're principals for the university engaging agents, the hedge fund managers or the buyout managers, and trying to find ways to get those agents to act primarily in the university's interests, to get rid of those agency issues. And it's a challenge, but a fascinating challenge, because in doing this, you end up meeting an enormous number of incredibly intelligent, engaged, thoughtful individuals that are involved in the funds management business, and it's a fabulous career, at least from my perspective, because I get to do this and do it to benefit one of the world's great institutions, Yale. In terms of differences between individuals and institutions, there's some structural differences. We don't pay taxes, and taxes are an enormously important determinant of investment outcomes for individuals. I mean, as an individual, you want to avoid paying taxes or defer paying taxes because taxes are just a huge drag on investment returns. We don't have to worry about that by and large in managing Yale's portfolio. Another very fundamental difference has to do with the resources that we can bring to the investment management problem. Most individuals and many institutions just don't have the wherewithal, either the background or the time, to make high quality active management decisions. Markets are incredibly tough. Beating those markets is an incredibly difficult challenge, and doing it by spending a couple hours on a weekend once a month isn't gonna cut it. And so at Yale we've got 20, 21, 22 investment professionals who are dedicating their careers to trying to make these high quality active management decisions, and so we can go out and have a decent shot at beating the domestic stock market and the foreign stock market and putting together a superior portfolio of venture capital partnerships and hedge fund managers. And over the past 5, 10, 15, 20 years, we've produced market-beating results. In contrast, an individual has almost no chance of beating the market. So I've written 2 books, one Pioneering Portfolio Management that talks about how it is that I think institutions should manage their portfolio, and if they've got the resources, and it's not just dollars, it's the human resources, to make those high quality decisions, they can follow what Barron's referred to as the Yale model or the Swenson approach. But the book that I've written for, ostensibly for individuals, but it's really individuals and institutions that don't have the same resources that Yale does to make these high quality active decisions. That book says basically what you should do is come up with a sensible asset allocation policy and then implement it using index funds, which are low-cost ways of mimicking the market And oh, by the way, because they have very low turnover, generate very little in terms of tax consequences for the holders of those funds. So it's kind of an interesting world where the right solution, I think, is either at one extreme or the other extreme. You're either completely passive or you're aggressively active. But as in most things, most people are kind of in the middle, right? They're neither aggressively active nor completely passive, but in the middle you lose because you end up paying high fees for mediocre active results, and that's where most people end up, and most institutions.